Hello, everyone. We are going to be getting into a new series this week, and the series is actually going to be about discipline. So, discipline, you guys know, is something that everybody needs when you're trying to basically live, to be honest. Like, now I want to say business, but it's not even just about business. We just need discipline, period, in all aspects of our lives. But this week, we're going to be talking about specifically the importance of being disciplined when you are running your business, when you're running a therapy practice, and then various aspects of discipline. And if you're not disciplined in certain areas, we're going to get into exactly what you need to do to become disciplined. So, excuse me. So, the first thing we're going to be talking about is motivation. Motivation, we know, is something that honestly a lot of us kind of just move off of motivation. We wait until we're motivated in order to do something. We procrastinate because we're not motivated to do something. And so the motivation is actually very fleeting, right? It can just kind of come and go. But when we think about discipline, discipline doesn't really care about how we feel at that moment. It doesn't really matter if we're ready to go, if we're revved up or anything like that. It is because discipline is about creating a structure. It's about creating a time frame in which to do things. It's creating consistency in which you're able to do things. So that's the first thing, just understanding that yes, we do need motivation and we need passion in order to be able to accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish, but we definitely need discipline. And so the first part, the second part of it is that structure doesn't trap you, it frees you. So let's talk a little bit about that. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because when we think about structure, there's some of us that actually don't like structure because we feel like it's a too much pressure. We feel like we want to be free to just kind of make decisions as we go along, or maybe because we don't like the accountability, if we be honest. But what happens is when we are actually able to create some structure within our day-to-day offices, like in terms of like meetings, and whether we are creating a structure around like going to the gym or even creating structure around eating healthy, all of those things, it feels like we are being kind of tied up and we can't really maneuver with certain things. But in fact, it actually gives us the freedom to enjoy and to be able to do the things that we actually love, really, like without a lot of that guilt, without a lot of the pressure and the anxiety that can come along with it. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you've been procrastinating, you're not disciplined in terms of like your paperwork and your documentation. So you're waiting to the last minute to do certain things. You're dealing with anxiety the entire week because these notes still haven't been done. We still got to get these things done, or I got to still make this phone call or do this thing. And it's because we don't have the structure or the discipline in which to do it. So by the time the week is up, right, we're like, oh my gosh, I got all this stuff that I still have not done. And what are you doing over the weekend? You're getting all those things done. So now if someone invites you to go somewhere, or whatever it is, you could still go, but you have that lingering anxiety over your head because you didn't get it done throughout the week, because there was no discipline or there was no structure there. But when you actually have it, you realize that, you know what, you could be free. Literally, like in terms of time, you have more freedom to be able to do those other things. And then also in terms of like this mentally, you have more freedom as well. So just kind of take that into consideration when it comes down to the reasons why we really should be trying to get more discipline. Okay. And then lastly, the small daily habits is actually what's most important. It's actually what's most important because we want to get to the biggest goal. We want to finish these certain projects as quickly as possible. But the truth is that the things that we really want to accomplish, the things that are going to be sustainable, and when we actually do our best, it is like it's not when it is just rushed. It's not when we are just doing things so quickly or just kind of putting anything together. It's when we can actually set aside specific time, uh, a way to focus on those particular things and to do a little bit at a time, and then that helps us to get to that goal that we really, really want to get to. In fact, it actually makes it easier. It makes the goal feel easier. When you think about like the difference between short-term goals and then long-term goals, that is essentially what that's all about. So again, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of discipline and being disciplined, but I just want to kind of introduce this topic of being disciplined that we're going to be talking about this week and as I'm doing this series. Now, if you have not joined the challenge, right now we are actually in our second week of the 75 hard challenge for mental health therapists, where we're talking about a variety of things from our mental health, our spiritual health, our physical health, motivation, all of these different things in terms of getting our lives together essentially, and just letting you know that you don't have to do it alone. So definitely want to make sure that you are reaching out and that you can get your workbook to go along with this challenge if that is something that you're interested in. You can definitely check out the links and hopefully I'll see you in the group. Bye bye.